यहाँ का भी लाइट coming.
Up.
No, it's coming very bad. I don't know. यहाँ कुछ तो है. यहाँ पे कुछ तो लाइट नहीं है. Sometimes the light will be there.
इसका ही outside itself it's bright.
No, it would come. So.
But you are sitting against the light.
This is better. Keep it on. This is good.
This is good.
Keep it on. No, keep it on.
बहुत okay.
Okay. So, yeah.
इसमें
So,
कुछ
so
ये
if you
power है,
see, if you see 2.37 now.
Okay.
2.37 is. So I was talking about first Krishna gives the region of social perception.
Two lights, it's white and light.
Yeah. So so if you see 2.34 onwards, Krishna is talking about what people will think if he leaves the battlefield. People are not going to think Arjuna is a very noble soul, very compassionate soul. That's why he left. They won't think like this. In fact, they will take it as that Arjuna actually was coward. Like that they will think. So that's why Krishna is telling the reason of social perception. How people perceive it, not the way you are thinking that, oh, I will leave, then people will see they are a coward. So that's why Krishna is giving the reason to fight based on social perception, motivated by societal status. What will people say? Then, this is 2.37. He says, O son of Kunti, either you will be killed on the battlefield and attain the heavenly planets, or you will conquer and enjoy the earthly kingdom. Therefore, get up with determination and fight. So what it means there, Krishna is giving giving them the he is giving him the reason to fight based on karma kanda. Based on karma kanda. And what is this karma kanda? Basically, if you win, then you'll get kingdom in this planet Earth. If you lose, then you are going to die, maybe killed by the enemy. And then because you are fighting for the virtuous cause, you'll anyway attain the heavenly kingdom. And you will enjoy it still. So in both the cases, you are going to enjoy. So you don't have to worry because they are going to enjoy in both cases. So don't worry about.
Yeah.
Don't worry about the outcome or don't worry about. Just fight. Because in both the cases, you're going to get enjoyment. It's profitable. In both the cases, it is profitable. That's what the reason is giving. So that is.
Yeah, but I have a doubt. Why? Like if Duryodhana had did a very simple activities, and why he will go in the Swarga and all.
No, it's for Arjuna, I think.
Okay.
It's going for Arjuna. Yeah.
Okay.
And for Duryodhana, okay, that's another thing. Okay, but what the point is that Arjuna is saying if you die, you will get heaven. If you win, you will get kingdom on this earth. So both ways are profitable. That's one thing he's saying. Okay. But if you see text 38, see text 38, what text 38 is saying.
Both fight for the sake of fighting, without considering happiness or distress, loss or gain, victory or defeat, and by so doing you shall never incur sin.
Yeah, so what do you understand? Now think 2.37, 2.38. What is the contradiction? Very interesting.
Discussed last.
We discussed.
Yeah.
So still can you repeat that?
Which one? 37 and 38.
So what is the contradiction?
He says in 37 you will get kingdom and but in 38 it says not the kingdom.
Yes, correct. Now 38 is saying that don't worry about victory, defeat, loss or gain, happiness and distress. You do it for the sake of doing it, fighting, and you'll never incur sin by that. So why this contradiction? This not contradiction. Actually, Krishna is giving another reason, higher reason for fighting. So this is actually the beginning of transcendence. The Karma Yoga is actually the beginning of transcendence because here Krishna is giving the reason to Arjuna, which will help him to get liberated, which will help him to go towards transcendence. So this is where Karma Yoga is. Or other case, Nishkam Karma Yoga, where he is not attached to the result, but he is doing it for the sake of doing it, for the sake of, as a sacrifice to the Supreme. So Karma Yoga means this only. Then you do act, not being attached to the immediate results. but you have a higher purpose of liberation. Or in a devotional perspective, the higher purpose of pleasing Krishna. So that is Bhakti Yoga. So that kind of Karma Yoga is Bhakti Yoga. If you have the understanding that I'm doing this act for the pleasure of Krishna, for the pleasure of awakening my love for Krishna. You getting this point? So when you keep the motive of pleasing Krishna through your work, that is called Bhakti Yoga. And that is the perfection of Karma Yoga. So Karma Yoga is like a slight understanding, okay, I'm doing it for the Supreme, doing for absolute truth. But somebody may not have very clear understanding of the absolute truth. But at least he detaches the result as being some higher purpose, higher knowledge for the purpose of absolute truth. So that is how he is going towards transcendence. But the perfection is that when you do it for the pleasure of Krishna, for awakening your love for Krishna. That is bhakti only.
Dedication. Dedication.
For Krishna. We are doing that activity, work for the pleasure. Like you're studying for pleasing Krishna. You're offering it completely to Krishna. This work is fully offered to Krishna. You getting this one?
Yeah.
So that is bhakti yoga. So that is perfection of karma yoga. So one should not focus on the immediate result, but what is saying that one should not worry about profit loss, victory gain, victory defeat, but focus on the higher purpose of liberation. So that is karma yoga. You detach dutifulness for sake of ultimate spiritual liberation. That is the beginning. Correct? No? There one should be detached from this. So Arjuna actually was very confused. If I lose, I don't. Still, I'm not happy. Even if I win, also I'm not. Because thinking at the cost of the religion also. He was confused about victory, defeat, and enjoyment, no enjoyment. So that's why Krishna is telling you don't worry only about it. Don't worry about it, whether you win, lose, you will be happy, not happy. You just do it for my happiness. You just do it for higher purpose. Be detached from that. You getting this point?
Yeah.
That's what I was saying. So now this brings a very good foundation for the next thing, what we're going to discuss. That is verse 2.47. Did I discuss this last week? No. Okay, so this we discuss. No, 2.47. So this is what Krishna is telling them. Krishna first appeals to material outcomes, right? But then he says, we study in happiness, distance, study in gain or loss, study in victory, defeat, and all. Oops. So we're going to discuss this. Okay, so 2.47, can you also? You can repeat after me the verse. कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन मा कर्म फल हेतुर्भू मा ते संगोस्त्वकर्मणि. Yes, Kaushik,
you have a right to perform your prescribed duty, but you are not allowed to entitled to the fruit of action. Never consider yourself the cause of the result of your activity, and never be attached to not doing your duty.
Yeah. So it's a very interesting verse. I was telling earlier that it is the most quoted verse, but most misunderstood. Many people quote this verse, right? But most misunderstood. So let us try to understand.
The underrated book. Underrated.
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 Rated
No, underrated.
Unrated?
Underrated. Yeah, underrated. Underrated.
Means
not like as
Usually
they will not feel high on that quote. But it was. No, they are saying that many people this is most popular, but the meaning is not well, like सबको meaning नहीं समझता है इसका. But this is one is most popular.
So what you meant?
The underrated. Underrated the extent.
This is underrated.
No. No. You are trying to say that.
You let him explain what is not.
Underrated something which is not popular, but it's good in quality.
Oh no, but it's not like that. It is like very popular.
Yeah, I would say
it's very popular, but people don't understand it. Correct. It's not underrated that way. It is very popular, but people don't know its meaning. Of course, it is very good first, but people don't understand. So anyway, we'll try to understand this first. So what is saying that you see, he's saying that you have a right to perform your prescribed duty. We did not discuss this, no? No. Okay. So you have the right to perform your duty. That means you are entitled to work. Okay?
Not entitled.
No, you are entitled to work.
Not entitled.
Here,
Really?
here is
Oh.
you are not entitled,
To work?
but you are not entitled to
Into
the
the
fruits
fruits
of action.
No, I am saying different. I am saying you are entitled to work.
Okay.
We are correlating with this quote.
No, you listen. You are entitled to work. Something wrong, I'm saying?
No?
Correct, no?
Yeah.
We'll go step by step. You are entitled to work. There's nothing wrong with that. You have right to perform your duty. You have right to work. You are entitled to work. You can work. But what you are not entitled to?
Fruits of
Fruits of your work. Result. No entitlement there. You have no right on fruit. You have right on work. No right on fruit. Sorry? When I'm working, should I not think of fruit? You understand? It's like very natural. You go to doctor, forgetting to recover. You go to college, you get grades. You go to company, to get salary. I mean, every work we do, there is some fruit. And that we keep in mind. And that's what we want. Right? But he's saying you're not entitled to fruit. You're only entitled to work. And then he says, Ma karma phal heturbur. You are not the cause of that fruit also. Don't think you are the cause of that fruit. Say you worked, you got good marks. And I said, Kaushik, how you got so much good marks? You are not the cause of good marks. He's not giving you credit at all. So you are not entitled to fruit result, and you're not the cause of the result also. What the next question will come in your mind? If I'm not, I'm only entitled to work, but I can only work, but I'm not having any right over fruit result. And I'm not the cause of the result also. So what is the question comes in ordinary mind? What is the question?
like why?
Why? What why?
Like then who? Like
No, you have to work,
yeah.
but you have no action, you have no right on fruit, and you're not the cause of that fruit also. So what is the
Then why I'm working?
why at all I have to work then, right? Why at all I have to work? I'm not having. I should not try to get fruit. The point is that I'm not entitled for fruit. It's not in my head, and I'm not the cause of that fruit also. So in this world, everybody is to get end goal is fruit, but I'm not the cause of that fruit, and I'm not entitled also for it. Then why I should work at all? Can you understand? No?
Yeah.
I'm not even cause of it. Then why should I at all work? Is it not clear? Is it clear?
Yes, yeah.
The last is what last is he says. Mate sango karmani. Meaning, he's saying, never be attached to not doing your duty. So don't be attached to not doing work also. That means work. You understand? No? So you are entitled to work. You're not entitled for fruits. You're not the cause of that result, the fruit. And why should I work only then? No, don't be attached to not doing your work. Then you should work also. So this is like too much. So this is what this verse is saying. So how to understand it? So this is a very important thing to understand. So I'll try to make you help. I'll try to help you see this verse in the right way. So see, if you see 2.41, just see 2.41. What its Krishna says. Read the translation. Puneet, you can read.
Those who are on this path are resolute in purpose, and their aim is one. O beloved child of Kuru, the intelligence of those who are irresolute in the intelligence of those who are irresolute in many branches.
So what Krishna is telling here, when he is telling him to work, but what he's saying, when you're working, we should have a purpose, resolute in purpose. That means he's talking about the aim. He's talking about you should be fixed in the purpose. So Krishna is not saying that no, you work without any purpose. So the point is that before work, so So before work, we can have purpose for sure. Or while working, we can have purpose. It is not that you have to work without any purpose, without keeping any goal in mind. No, you can have goal in mind. Right? So before work, or before the result has come, while working or before work, there can be purpose. After work, there is result. Before work, we can have purpose. And after work, there is result. Okay? You're tired?
No.
So now when you're working, then we should try not. I mean, I'll put it that way. When you're working, you need to have a purpose. You cannot be working without purpose. That's not possible. Krishna is telling Arjuna also that you should have a result. You should be resolute in purpose. So that means you cannot be working without a purpose. You need a purpose. When it comes to result, what should be our purpose? Because when we are working, then we have purpose, and purpose usually to immediate results. That's what we are generally focused on. So now this has to be discussed very carefully. So the result is after the work, correct? So now result which comes is not whole soul depends upon you. You are not the cause. There are many factors which are responsible for the result. And Krishna is telling you are not the cause, means it's completely up to me. I am the result awarder. He gives the result. You understand? No? So you are not entitled for the result. You are not the cause of the result. I am the cause of the result. I award the result. You getting? I award the result. So, but then when we are trying to work, what purpose we should have? Because saying that result is not in your hand and you should not, you're not the cause of the result also. Then what way I should have purpose? See, result can be of different levels. Like when you work, there can be different results for the same work. Like for example, now I'm teaching all of you. So when I'm speaking, so one result can be that you all can understand it better. When I'm teaching, you will understand better. That is one result. Another result could happen is when I'm teaching, my understanding is becoming better. That is another result. Or third result I can think of when I'm teaching, then my guru is pleased. Because I'm trying to sincerely come and preach to all of you. My guru is pleased. So there can be different results which can come up. Getting this point? Or when I'm teaching, you did not understand, I'm also confused, let's say. And you also become upset, I also don't feel satisfied. Then what is the result? The result is that I have learned a lesson. Krishna is teaching me, how I should remain equipoised. It is to learn tolerance, right? Learn resilience of this kind of failure has come, but so this also is helpful. You understand? This is also another result. I have learned something. I have gained some experience. So result can be of different level. You getting? Like what happened? I also need water.
There is a water bottle here. You can fill from the. Yeah, you can fill from the. There is no glass or something for it, and like this only.
You brought it from temple. Temple se like temple. No. Where is the water?
Only I got something, so I said, see the bottle again.
कौशिक मेरे को भी देता ना मेरे also को
Which is the drawback of eating, and we should eat after having Bhagavad.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. So result can be a different level, I was saying. Like for example, I'll tell you another reason. Like suppose you're studying some subject. So when you're studying the subject, one result can be that you get good marks. Second result is what you may be thinking more important is not about good marks. Sometimes you may get poor marks, but the result could be that you are getting deeper into the subject. Getting marks is a secondary thing, but you are becoming expert in the subject. Of course, when you become expert also you may get good marks. But the point is sometimes it is not like that also. Third thing can be you are studying the subject, even though you may not like it, you're not wanting good marks also another point, but just to get self-mastery means something you don't like, still you're able to do something in that. You're able to get some kind of understanding and learning, and you're just trying to get more and more self-mastery over you. There's something you don't like, also you're able to get something wonderful from there. So there can be different reasons, there can be different results which you can focus on. Correct, no? So, like suppose for example, one fellow, two people they're signing up for the same course. One fellow gets poor marks, another fellow gets very good marks. I'm sorry, another fellow also gets poor marks. Both fellows get poor marks. Now, one fellow is very happy, other fellow is very sad, because both of them are focusing on different results. This fellow wanted to study only for marks, so he did not get marks, so he's very sad. This fellow was studying only for the purpose of learning the subject. Okay, he couldn't get good marks because of paper was tough or whatever it is, but he learned the subject to a good extent. You understand? No? So he's happy about it. He's not having any morals because he's focusing on a different purpose, different result. Getting this point? No? So this is not, here lies the clue. That what result you are focusing on. So there can be different results for the same activity. Always. There can be different results for the same activity. So it's up to you what you focus on. So what Krishna is saying here is, don't focus on, don't become attached to the immediate results. Not about focus. Don't become attached to the immediate results. Know the highest purpose of life. Always know the highest purpose of life. The highest purpose of life is to awaken love for Krishna. Eventually, Krishna is not speaking directly here right now, but eventually this is the message of Gita. The highest purpose of doing any work is to attain Krishna consciousness, to awaken love for Krishna. Right? So keeping that purpose in mind, you can be unattached to the immediate results. But when you are working on it, you may have to focus on the immediate results, like marks, what are immediate results of different levels, or being master of the subject, or whatever you may want to focus on that. And for that purpose, you are doing it also. But if you have the highest purpose of life in the mind, then you will not get morose or you'll not be able to completely get depressed about that setback if you don't get that immediate. So you're not attached to it. Like for example, it's a Jatayu. Now Jatayu, when he was fighting with Ravan, so was he not fighting to kill Ravana? Yes, he was endeavoring fully. Correct, Kaushik? Jatayu was full Kashish.
No,
Correct.
no, it was about my friend.
So Jatayu was fighting, but he had in mind what? To kill Ravana. So now Jatayu was not saying that, oh, I'm fighting whether Ravana kill him. No, he was fully focused on killing him. He has to defeat Ravana because taking Mother Sita away from Ravana. Correct? So he kept that goal in mind, result in mind. But was he successful in that getting result? To kill Ravana and to save Mother Sita? He was not successful. Immediate result did not come. But the highest purpose of life that came, what? Lord Rama was pleased. And Lord Rama himself did Antim Sanskar for Jatayu. And also Jatayu's soul, it actually went back to God, to Ayodhya, eternal spiritual world. So he got the ultimate perfection of life. His ultimate purpose is served. You see? You getting this point? No? So Jatayu's understanding of highest purpose was definitely there. Right? Because he was focused upon pleasing Lord Rama. He endeavored, was not successful. He was feeling bad about it. But he did the right thing. In fact, Jatayu knew that it may be not possible for me to kill Ravana. But he told, how can I not fight for my Lord? How can I see Mother Sita is going away? So he still did endeavor to please Lord Rama. Even though he knew that he's going to be failure. Can you imagine? When you know that you're going to fail, will you have endeavor? You know that sure 99.99.99 you're going to fail only. Will you endeavor usually in those cases? Usually no. In general, no. Right? But here, why is endeavoring? Because, but to please Lord. Well, at least my endeavor should please Lord. Correct. No? So he did endeavor. And there may be a possibility, but he just tried his best. He couldn't get the success. So, in terms of immediate results. So, this is the point. So, when we also keep the highest purpose of life in mind, and then we can focus on immediate results, no problem with that. But if it doesn't come, we get a setback, we can handle it. Because you know the highest purpose of life is not this. I am getting it because I endeavored it for Krishna. Krishna is pleased when I am doing it with the intention to please Krishna. Srila Prabhupada was in India, 40 years he tried to preach. 40 years he is trying his best to do. Hardly any result will come. But Prabhupada was never depressed. Because he was endeavoring for Krishna. So when he was preaching, he is trying to preach and get some immediate result, it's not coming. But he was able to take the setback. And then he came to West also. It was not that immediately results were coming. No, 1-2 years did not come anything, hardly anything. But he was still same way enthusiastic. How? Because he was understanding the highest purpose. So immediate results may come, may not come. That is secondary. But I have to struggle for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna. I have to do my work with detachment. Means we will not become morose with the immediate results if it doesn't come. We will not become proud if the immediate result comes. Because he's telling, no, don't think you are the cause of the result. So result came also, don't think you are the cause. So don't become proud also. And if result doesn't come, then you're not entitled for that. So be detached. Krishna is sending. Krishna doesn't send, so don't be detached. It's not you. You have endeavored best, still the result will not come. You getting this point? No? Yeah. And you should be doing your work. You should not be lazy. You should do the work. And do the work with the keeping the highest purpose in mind. The highest purpose is that I have to purify my heart and awaken my love for Krishna. And this doing work like this itself will bring purification of my heart and awakening of my love for Krishna. So we take that work as a means to purify my heart and awaken my love for Krishna. That's what we say service. That's why all our work, what we endeavor in Krishna consciousness is service. Like your study also is service. There is also seva. You are cooking, mother is cooking.
Actually, it reminds a lot of points in the life when you are explaining this point deeply, right?
Yeah.
It reminds a lot of purpose what we had regularly activities and all.
Yeah. Now every activity you can do with the purpose of pleasing the Lord. That's why it becomes devotional service. So here Arjuna also was fighting for the purpose of pleasing Krishna. So it became service. That killing also became devotional service. Fighting became service. You understand this point? So the point I was saying is that, so that work you do with the purpose of purification of your heart and awakening your love for Krishna. When you have that understanding, when you are aware of that highest purpose, you may have to endeavor to get immediate result. Whatever you may be trying to focus on, you may be doing it in a practical ways, practical scenarios. But you know, with your intelligence, fully aware, this is immediate result is not the highest purpose. The purpose is so even if I don't get the immediate result, my purpose is fulfilled because that work will purify. You understand, no? So you do it. Do it. You should not. Like say, suppose you do the duty of a father, to train your child to be Krishna conscious, but his fellow become Gunda, let's say. But you have done it. You will purify, surely. You have pleased Krishna by you are putting good effort, but he became still Gunda. What
Same thing happened when we come to our masters. All of our friends went to a consultancy and applying jobs. They stopped for 6 months, attending interviews, not cracking. They gave another 4 months, and they are under depression that their loan is increasing interest in. They have only 2 years visa. Then they gave up and went to complete full time as a part time job. Some of me and some of friends just sat there, not give up. It's okay, we are failing now. Our purpose is to get the job. Our next level, we are experiencing the part of the period, the bad phase. It's a temporary phase. So
But here, this is still the purpose is your not to get job, but I'm saying this is immediate result. I'm saying the highest
That's
purpose.
what I was saying. They are looking for immediate result. They didn't got
No,
immediate.
you're also looking for immediate result.
If I look, then I should have stopped.
No, that's what I'm saying. You're also looking for immediate result. But that immediate result may be a little different way. Like you're still ready to forego and persevere to get job and at least you're learning it, you're getting okay, but that is also immediate result.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is keeping the highest purpose of life. Imagine whole life you tried to get job, you never got job. But you did it because you did as service to Krishna, so you did it. And your Guru and Krishna everybody saying you try, keep trying. You never got job whole life. You remain poor and struggling, like Sudama Brahman. You still will go back to water. If you have really done it for Krishna. Problem is that we are not connecting like that. See, we are more wanting to get result only. We have hardly any sense of highest purpose of life. You understand? No? Our purpose is not so strong. The purpose of serving Krishna, pleasing Krishna is not strong for our work. When you are working, we are working for food only. And it doesn't come, then we want to just change. And you can change also. But what I'm saying is, this life we take more seriously. The results of this world is all in all for us. That's what makes the highest meaning to our life. These things only. So, the devotee of the Lord, for him, the purpose becomes very much awakening his love and devotion for Krishna. That's why these immediate results of this world, they're not a very big consideration, big botheration for the devotee. He can just take it like a game. In games, sometimes you get good and like you play sometimes Ekka or some kind of he accumulates some marks, scores. You play so many times you play. You don't get bogged with it. Sometimes you get good marks, sometimes good score, low score. You don't worry about it. But you are simply happily situated with your family. Mother is going to give you food even after you get all these things. You understand? No? You did your some play and all that. Mother is happy you played and you come back. Right? So Krishna is also happy when you played your part. Did some endeavor for his play. That's all. You understand? No? This way. You have to just do your part for the pleasure of Krishna. And that will lead to purification. I hope it is confusing.
No.
So, keeping the highest purpose in life is important. Otherwise, some people say, if I don't get to IIT, I'll commit suicide. In India, they would say, and sometimes they would do also. So it is like, you don't have any sense of highest purpose of life. You think this IIT is the only purpose. And then, just like, if you take a coin, you put it in close of your eyes, you can't see anything. And so people become blinded. That's why it is so important to keep the highest purpose of life always. Like I'm speaking here. So I will focus on, you should understand. I am asking, understood. So this is okay, but suppose you don't understand. So will I think my life is failure? No, I did my best. You don't understand, so what can I do? You understand? No? The Prabhupada was trying to tell one person, he was a professor. You're not the body or soul. Prabhupada tried so much. Even after trying so much also, it's sort of don't understand. Then other disciples came, okay, we will take care. So Prabhupada was not frustrated, otherwise he not understood. Say Prabhupada was trying to preach in India. They were not ready to give this. Prabhupada tried his best. He is very clearly telling, but none of them are supporting. Prabhupada did not get frustrated. You understand? Because he knew that I did my part. Now they are not taking it up, it's not my hand. It's in their in Krishna's hand. Krishna has to inspire them. They have to take it up. Correct? Huh? Like you sow the seed, then you have to leave up to God. The plant has to come. You plow the field, then you wait for the God, the rain has to come. So certain things is not in your hand. Correct? So result is not in our hand. But when you're working, we can focus on the result. Because when you're working, then you accordingly try to work, which can, that is like your offering. So for practical purposes, you have to focus. That you have to get this. But that is not in my thing. So if result comes, you offer the result to Krishna. If it doesn't come, you offer that work anyway to Krishna. So work and result both you offer to Krishna. And if result doesn't come, then you offer that work to Krishna. And Krishna is pleased with that. Krishna is not saying that I need this. Krishna is all successful. He doesn't need any success. Krishna is already success. His God is always success. He does not need our success. or we need to do something to make Krishna successful. But Krishna allows us to do something for him, to offer some result for him. Like we cook and we make nice preparation. So it is a successful game. And then we offer it to Krishna. It's not like Krishna is hungry for the nice recipe. He can get any nice recipe from anywhere. But Krishna still enjoys it. And we can offer it. Krishna is okay to do that. And Krishna is happily accepted. So same way, even if it doesn't come, Krishna sees your intention, endeavor, Krishna is happy with that also. Even if the result doesn't come so good. Or if it is not coming, or it is failure also. Krishna enjoys your endeavor. My spiritual master says, when you're chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, and the day your mind is all the places, you're distracted and everything, but you're still going on chanting just to intent, with the intent to please Krishna. That day, the Krishna is pleased the most. That is the greatest success. That is the most successful japa you did that. Compared to someday you are doing very nicely, Hare, very nicely, it is going on very cozy, loosey. But you hardly prayed to Krishna, hardly you had feeling that I am doing it for Krishna's praise. So it was going very good, smoothly, mind is cooperating. So it's about our intent to please Krishna through that activity, that work. Does it clarify? So this is how this verse is. Let's say somebody works in a company, the company so much he works hard and all, and then company becomes bankrupt. So this is what kind of result has come. So you may think result, but some result has come. What? Because he worked so hard, he gained a lot of experience. So he was into the project, he was leading and all that. And then another result, he learned a lot from his mistakes now. And then he also learned perseverance. He also learned tolerance, resilience. So all these qualities he has learned. And then that will help him. So always, there are some results for every action. And the highest purpose should be, the highest result should be that we are getting purified for purification of our heart and awakening our love. That will happen when you work with that purpose of purification. So keep Krishna in the focus. Pleasing Krishna, serving Krishna to your work. Any questions in this? Is it clear? No? Now we'll see next what detachment is not. So busting the common ways about the spiritual detachment in the Gita. Detachment is not irresponsibility. A student cannot skip exams, claiming Krishna said don't be attached to results. So Krishna said to be attached to your duty and take responsibility. So when you don't do your duty, that is also not right. Then you are actually entitled for sinful reactions because you're supposed to do your duty. So because that is a means of you to please Krishna. Not apathy. It is not about ceasing to care. Caring deeply about the process is essential. Apathy means what happens is not important, which undermines purposeful action. So we have to have purposeful action. Whatever happens is okay. I don't care. Okay, I'm making the food for Krishna. Whatever comes, I'm okay. I don't care. No, you care. It should come nice. You're offering it to Krishna. You're making for devotees. We are caring, correct? We care. But in spite of doing all right things, maybe suppose ingredient was bad or something went wrong. We don't know what. It came out not good. So Krishna still is pleased. Provided you have really done from your side everything right. Do not come, Krishna is pleased. Getting this point? So it is clear-headedness. Means what? Being clear about what is most important. Giving more importance to ultimate liberation and learning than to immediate uncontrollable outcomes like victory or defeat. So don't be concerned so much about immediate outcome of victory or defeat, but understanding what is more important. So giving more importance to ultimate liberation and learning than to immediate uncontrollable outcomes like victory or defeat. You know? So like that, we have to see. And now there is another section coming. External defense against temptation. Now what happens is, what happened?
Cooking different drafts.
Kaushik मेरे को भी चाहिए. I also want. लेकिन आपने ऐसे नीचे से पकड़ना है. नीचे से पकड़ना है. नीचे से पकड़ना है. You also want water? You can sit in chair.
Huh?
Chair, chair.
Uh,
नहीं आपको बैठने में दिक्कत होता है chair में.
Yeah, but वो अभी इधर आके थोड़ा flexibility सब. But I don't want to lose my flexibility. If I don't sit then I can't sit with her.
गीता को ऊपर रख लो वैसे करें. ये आपका था कि ये मेरा? Sure.
Lot of students are vacating.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of students today.
What?
Vacating faster.
Really?
Some are 2 months off. How much you need to pay if you stay for $2,000? 1 month? Yeah. What are the facilities in there? Nothing. Food they give you or? Yes, correct.
Now you can sit on chair for some time. You've done enough practice. Today's practice session is over. Okay, now this is another interesting topic. Overcoming temptation. Very important topic. Okay? So see, Arjuna, after knowing all this, now he wants to know what is like to be a liberated person. What does he do? Because Krishna is talking about, you be detached from victory, defeat, all that thing, and you go towards liberation and all that thing. Attain the highest liberation and everything. So what are the symptoms of a self-realized soul? Arjuna becomes very inquisitive about knowing what are the characteristics of self-realized person. Getting this point, right? So why he is asking? Because he has somewhere in the mind that the self-realized person, is he at all interested to fight?
I didn't get it.
Self-realized person, who is self-realized and who is God-realized, who is like attain the perfection, he is liberated. Does it anyway make sense that he will be fighting? Will he still fight? He's self-realized because he's telling you aim towards liberation. So Arjuna becomes inquisitive, like the person who has actually become self-realized will still has to fight, because Arjuna's suggestion also that if I am becoming self-realized, will I still fight? Or the only thing, I mean, if I'm not, then only I have to do. So basically, Arjuna is wanting to know what a self-realized person does. Does he at all fight? A self-realized person also. Will he? Is getting now?
Yeah.
So see here, he asked this question about what way a self-realized person behaves in this life. So you can see 2.54. You can repeat after me. 2.54. Arjuna uvacha. स्थित प्रज्ञा का भाषा, स्थित प्रज्ञस्य का भाषा,
का भाषा
समाधिस्थस्य केशवा, स्थिताधि किं प्रभाषेता, केमासीत व्रजेत किम्. Can read the translation?
Arjuna said, "O Krishna, what are the symptoms of one whose consciousness is thus merging transcendence? How does he speak, and what is his language? How does he sit, and how does he walk?"
So he's wanting to know how he does talk, walk, everything. Correct, no? Like everything. So how does he speak is basically, or how does he sit? Is actually one thing he's talking about is how he manages his senses and mind. That is one of the main things he's asking about. So what he does is, what he says is that so one thing he talks in text 58. So what way he manages his senses, mind. So you can see 58 verse. Yada samarthe chayam kurmohanginva sarvasha indriyani indriyarthebhyas tasya prajnapatishtha. He says, one is able to withdraw his senses from the sense objects. As the tortoise dots its lint within the shell, is firmly fixed in perfect consciousness. So here, what Krishna is saying, controlling the senses is important. So this liberated souls, they are able to control his senses. You know? Just like tortoise. It controls the senses. When the unfavorable situation, immediately shrinks. When it's favorable, then it can give the sense. Like you can temple also find the tortoise. You see? They make a picture of tortoise in temples. You know, see?
Yeah.
At the door.
Yeah.
Why it is? This is reason. Tortoise represents that when you are in the temple, open arms.
Means I didn't get it. Like, can
You should hear the lectures, you should hear the kirtan, engage in services. So you open your mind and sense in the temple. When you go out, it's like a tortoise takes everything inside. When you go out, then don't unnecessarily look at wrong things. Don't talk wrong things. Don't hear unnecessary things. Correct? Like, so when there is favorable thing, then open your senses. Very unfavorable thing, not good for your Krishna consciousness, immediately sink. That's what tortoise represents. Regarding going in temple, so open things for Krishna. The outside the temple, shrink. Or when things are not favorable, close your senses. You getting this point? Is what he's saying. So controlling senses is very, very important. The first thing to overcome temptation is you should control your senses. You should shrink your senses. When there's unfavorable situation, tempting situation, you should shrink yourself. So this is one of the important things. So the first principle in controlling the senses is, or controlling the temptation is, when there are temptations, the first principle is don't deal with the temptation. The first principle. That means keep yourself in a safe zone where you don't have to encounter temptation. Like we stay with association of devotees, stay in temple. When you're inside the temple, so hardly there are temptations, right? Because you are very protected atmosphere. It's all everything about Krishna. Krishna devotees, darshan, prasadam, kirtan, correct? Like that. But if you're outside, suddenly some will come, some kind of wrong posters will be there, some kind of people may be talking something wrong. So many things are there. So first thing is to create a safe environment for yourself. So if you know there is some weakness of some kind, you should keep yourself away from those kind of tempting environment. Like suppose somebody is, he's sorry to tell home, and he's just recovering from it. So now if he takes a home which is next to his bar, next to a drinking bar, what is going to happen? He's actually going to drink more, correct? Even though he's worked so hard and he's trying to keep himself not go for that. But if he's purchasing a house, renting a house which is next to the bar, that's a problem. Or he's renting the house with those fellows who are drunk, he's going to always bring the drinking water. So that's not a safe environment for him. Correct, no? So we have to also think about the safe environment, first thing. Second thing is, if suppose you're not able to, some things you may have to keep, something may be there for you in terms of, unavoidable, then you have to create a barrier. Because barrier can actually save you. How? When you keep the barrier, it delays your gratification. It delays your, getting into temptation. So you have created some barrier. So then there is likely that your intelligence will come back and you will not get into it. Like for example, like say, social media, mobile. So mobile, suppose somebody is having some weakness with, say, watching some dirty movies and all. Now, one of the way you can keep safe environment is that keep parental control. So you cannot even open only the website. Somebody has that account also. Somebody is like parental control, some control is there with somebody else. So you cannot even open only the website. Over. The safe environment, correct? So you have created safe environment. Or maybe you can just see, safe environment can be like you, this is one way, and also you may just use button phone. That's it. But say button phone, you cannot give up. Then it can happen, but keep parental control. So that also you get safe environment. But you may say no, bro, but if somebody wants to, do, then he can try to, open something and all that. But the point is that barrier is there, parental control. So even if he able to crack and everything, there is some effort required. There's some effort required to go for that temptation, right? So when there's some effort is required, then there's likely your intelligence will come back, and then you'll not get into. Then consciously you can withdraw yourself. You getting that? So keeping a barrier is also good, right? So, for example, which idea of balance? Like for example, you have to access your internet, right? But you have to work for a college project and everything. But you make a policy for yourself. I will not access it alone because certain site, even you have to use it also for the sake of service, for the sake of study and all. But there is some tendencies of wrong things. So then you make a policy. What you will open that thing work only with one more person. Otherwise, I will not. That particular work I will not do. One more person should be there with you. You're creating a barrier. Correct? Because even if suppose something is coming up, but there's a barrier, there's a person who is also there with you. So there is some kind of social pressure, some social barrier is there. So likely talents will be there, will come back, because to go for it, to something pops up, to go for it, there's a barrier, he's watching you. So even if you want to go, some effort is required. You understand this point? So keeping some barrier is good. Like say when you're chanting, so while chanting, if you keep your mobile with you, then you're likely to be distracted. You're likely to get into then WhatsApp and social media and all that thing. So you can keep the barrier. That means keep your mobile in the locker. So even if you want to see, then you have to pull out the chair, go inside the locker and see. So it is kept some distance, some barrier is there.
But what?
And maybe you can lock it also. You can lock it and keep the key. Lock it.
Yeah.
So then now if you want to see, some barrier is there. But you have decided that for 3 hours I'm not going to see any WhatsApp and all that. So then
that's what happens in IT companies, some projects.
Or you can get your friend and you can say, if something very important, then only tell me, otherwise don't tell me only. So you have to create some kind of barrier basically. So that you can be more thoughtful. That is one thing.
But what Krishna is trying to tell and why he's trying to tell, what kind of barrier he was setting to say Arjuna about.
So Arjuna, basically his main problem was Arjuna, Drona and Bhishma.
Yeah.
So he is encountering Drona and Bhishma, which is like his sense of it, because then he became so weak. Right? So Krishna is teaching in general that how one should actually be able to control his senses, because here Arjuna is becoming more vulnerable in presence of Bhishma and Drona. And he is losing his senses because of compassion. It is not like a gross losing senses, but he's losing his senses in terms of he becoming very compassionate and not able to fight. He's not able to control his senses because of having in the zone of having in the vicinity of Drona and Bhishma and becoming uncontrolled. There. Correct, no?
Okay.
But in a practical way, we are discussing that how we need to create a safe zone for us, because Arjuna was directly in front of Drona and Bhishma, and then he got completely bewildered. And we discussed also that how Krishna knows our weakness, and then he puts us in front of our weakness many times in tempting situation where he understands my weakness. So that's why we have to struggle to keep safe zone for us. We don't go for it, and we not only that, we have to do something. I'll tell you the next thing also what we should. So this is one thing, okay? Create safe zone, and if it's not possible, then create some barrier. That's one side. Second thing is that you should also, it is not just sufficient for that. You have to do one more thing. So for that, 59th verse. Vishyavani vartante niraharasya dehi narasavardava sopyasya aram drishtva nivartate. Read the meaning.
So the
Yeah, you can read. You have read out. You read.
Though the embodied soul may be restricted from sense enjoyment, the taste for sense objects remains. But seizing such engagements by experiencing a higher taste, he is fixed in consciousness.
So now, only controlling senses is not sufficient. One has to also have higher taste. One should also have higher taste. So that is also important, because if you don't have higher taste, just keeping, I'll not see this, I'll just create safe zone won't be helpful. You understand? Na? You have to also lose the taste for those tempting objects. And that is only possible when you develop some higher taste. Like a child is struggling to eat some chili pilli, whatever it is. No? But the mother comes, gives butter halwa and this and that, then you can forget it. Correct? But till the time you don't get that higher thing, you will be struggling with that. Correct? Like you're fighting with your neighbor for little thing. Hey, mera land. And suppose you get, big success in your business and you're getting $1 million. Then you're getting higher taste. Then you'll not have this fight. ठीक है, ले लो, तुम ले लो, घर ही ले लो, मैं जा रहा हूँ, I have one big bungalow. I have in 10 countries. You understand? No? You won't mind. So when you are still when you are having higher experience of happiness, then you can give up the lower tempting objects easily. You understand? So what is required for us is also to get that higher taste in Krishna consciousness. Like Prabhupada gives this example. Many hippies, they were having so many bad habits. But because now they're chanting, dancing, feasting, they could easily give up all the time. They never thought also when they gave it up. Because they developed. You understand? So higher taste is very important for us to develop. Like that. So now there's some more interesting coming up. So yes, this is the point. So now higher taste, I will finish and I'll end with this. Okay. So see, now when we are practicing Krishna consciousness, it is not that higher taste comes immediately. It still we struggle with the temptation. You hear the class, you go out, you struggle. Correct? So why that struggle is? Yes, we understand, but we don't experience it immediately. Correct, no? So how to get to the experience of higher taste? How we actually tangibly access it? So there are 3 steps to it. The first step is higher vision. What does it mean? First thing is to know that yes, there is higher happiness. There is a real way to live life where it is fully satisfying. There is a spiritual world, there is a spiritual realm. There is happiness on the platform of soul. So this is higher knowledge first. It's called Shastra Chakshu. And how this material sankatification leads to misery. How this will entangle you. How this leads to so much of sinful reactions. So this is called higher knowledge. So by knowledge of this transcendental knowledge, when you take it, then you develop higher vision. That means whenever you see there is opportunity gratification, you understand it is going to be miserable. You know not right. Correct? You at least understand that intellectually. So Shastra, you know it is not right. And you also know that I will become happy only when I am spiritually, having nourishment. When I'm hearing the holy name nicely, when I read Gita and Bhagavatam and practice in my life, then I can become truly happy. And we have seen so many examples of how they're so happy. And correct? So you have higher vision. Vision is there. But the only thing is you are not tasting it right. So that's why the pull of temptation is still very strong. Even though you are having higher vision. That's what Krishna says. That even a man of steady intelligence also gets carried away. I'll show you the verse. See, text 60. Read the text 60. Kaushik Deshpande.
Deshpande. The senses are so strong.
Senses.
The senses are so strong and
impetuous.
So Arjuna, that they forcibly carry away the mind even of a man of discrimination who is enduring to control them.
So what is this man of discrimination? He has higher vision. But even still he's getting because vision is there. He's able to see through Shastras, but experience of higher taste is good. He knows that the happiness is not here, happiness is there. That is lead to misery. This is like, but real happiness is somewhere there. When I become attached to Krishna, when I attach to holy name, when I chant holy name, when I stay with devotees, and I serve, when I'm becoming more Krishna conscious, then only I'll be really happy. He knows that, but right now experience is lacking. How many of you experience that? If we lack experience, but we know a lot, we know much, but we lack experience, so that's why our attraction for lower things are still a lot. Yeah, correct. So that's the first stage, higher vision. But higher vision is important. Because there are fellows who don't have higher vision also. They are completely into sanctification. They think that is the goal only. At least they are getting higher. Now there is purpose, higher purpose. That means when you have higher vision, then you make the purpose of becoming Krishna conscious very strong. The purpose of getting that higher taste very strong. So for that, you commit yourself. Then what you do, next step is you commit to chant. You commit to reading Prabhupada books. You commit to stay with devotee association. You don't stay just in hostel with any of our twin brother or something. You actually try to stay with devotees. With devotees. You commit yourself in association of devotees. You commit to come to the Mangalarti. You commit to the coming to retreat on Sunday. Don't worry. Please don't take
something or because there is some commitment.
Yeah, no, please don't take it. I didn't joke. But for Kaushik, so anyway, so we commit to, so we are committing. You understand? No? Basically, we commit to spiritual activities. You know. So what happens when you commit to it? Then, as you committedly do that, it leads to higher taste. Then you start experiencing. Then you get taste. So higher vision and higher purpose, then you get the higher taste. So that's what higher vision acquiring through philosophical education, knowing intellectually that a buried treasure of deeper happiness exists. It is like suppose a treasure. Somebody says there's a treasure, Prabhu. That's it's inside the ground there. So somebody has told you that's called higher vision. You know it. That I'm struggling with my daily wages and with so much of inflation and education and so many things necessary. I'm struggling like anything. The neighbors are also trying to encourage. But there is so much of treasure buried there. So that is higher vision. Then you understand it, if I get this, I don't have to struggle with all this. I'm too much pulled in. But still you haven't got access to treasure. You cannot encash it, right? But you have the higher vision. So you can still tolerate on it because I have got the higher vision. But you'll not get anything if you don't have a purpose. Start digging it. It's like your purpose. It's called higher purpose. That means you're digging it. That means you're committing. When you're committing to the process, you're going closer to that treasure. And then eventually what happens, you see the treasure is open and then you can encash it. You can take it. That is higher taste. Now you have that money with you. All that gold and diamonds. And then you can go to the market and get so much. And then you have to struggle, nothing to struggle with. You get this point? When you got this gold and silver and all that, why you struggle for pennies? You're not doing. You got this point? So that's why this is the higher visions. So what we are trying to do is like getting a vision. But then we're also chanting. Then we're also committing to coming to Mangalarti, committing for retreats, committing to stay with devotees, committing to sleep early, get up early, do morning program. When you do all this committed way, that's called higher purpose. And when you do that, then eventually what happens? Higher taste will come. But imagine you don't have higher vision. Will higher taste come? No. If you have higher vision, but you're not having higher purpose, will the higher taste come? No. You only know that higher vision is there, yeah, treasure is there. But I never do anything. I never dig for it. That means I'm not committing to chanting. Like sometimes you ask people, आप कब से ISKCON में 10 साल से माला कितने करते हैं? माला नहीं करते. क्यों नहीं करते? कर लेते हैं कभी-कभी जब इच्छा होती. That means they're not committed. It's like sometimes I see the treasure like that. अच्छा है treasure, देखता हूँ थोड़ा जाके, थोड़ा दूर जाके. So it is not like that. So committed. That means you're endeavoring to pull out the mud and get that treasure. That is like commitment. So when you're committed to it. And when you do that committed way, and higher purpose, that's why someone asked Prabhupada, why is so strong? Prabhupada said, your purpose is very weak. Make your purpose strong. Maya is strong because your purpose to attain Krishna is very weak. That is not strong. You understand? Maya appears strong because our purpose is not strong. Yeah, it's like that. So, and when you get the higher taste, then there is no distraction from the condition. The distraction is basically the lack of absorption in positive Krishna consciousness. And why there is lack of absorption? Because lack of taste. And why lack of taste is there? Because lack of purpose is there. You understand? You're not committed. And lack of purpose may be because our vision is still, we are not sufficiently reading, hearing, not developing proper vision, or not getting into the purpose. Is it making sense?
Yeah.
It's very important topic on this. Very, very vital. It can solve your problems like anything. It is like a orientation for your Krishna consciousness. If you understand this whole life, you can be a very, endeavoring devotee, going towards perfection. It can change the course of your life. Correct, no?
Yes.
Should I take this or not? So our mind always needs something to chew on. That's why higher purpose is required. That means we need some positive services, some engagement. Otherwise, idle mind will chew on us. If you don't give something to chew on, to the mind chews on us. And what it chews? It chews our intentions. Mind is a hungry entity. If you do not give a higher purpose to chew on, it will begin to chew on us, destroying 3 stages. 3 stages will destroy mind. How? Our best plans crash before reaching a destination. The mind distracts us and we fail to act on our good intentions. So our intentions also destroys. Like suppose you have a good intention to become a devotee, to be a good character, to be nice, all that we have good intention. But if you are not having higher purpose, you are not committed, purpose is not there. Then and mind is idle. Then mind can actually become, it can chew on you. Basically, you will forget your intentions. It will chew your intentions away. You'll forget it. So it happens. Sometimes people come in ISKCON, they come with good intention. I will become devotee and all. But because they don't commit properly, then they get into so many things. They get into women things and all, start getting friendship with women within ISKCON also. And get flirting with women and all that. Or becoming greedy for the money, thinking or thinking, oh, ISKCON में तो बहुत international है. When people want to get married to some foreigner, nice, I can have good family or something. So all this good intention to become devotee gets stolen away. Then you start thinking so many other things. And then you start seeing fault in devotees. Same devotee whom you are thinking they are pure devotees and all that. Now say, ये भी तो गुस्सा करते हैं, ये भी तो ये करते हैं, वो भी तो करते हैं. So no, your intention is gone away. Then you are thinking, how can I, prove that this fellow is wrong? But you came in ISKCON to prove somebody wrong or right, or you came to become devotee. You see, our intentions also go away. If you are not having a purposeful engagement in Krishna consciousness. So it is very important to have purposeful engagement. You should never have idleness. You should always have some service. You should always have something, positive to do. Otherwise, mind will chew on us. You getting this point? And then what happens when intentions are, so the mind will chew on intentions, then we begin to doubt the path itself. The mind rationalizes. Maybe it's not worth it. Doubts consume our intellectual conviction. Then once your intentions are not become weak, then what purpose? I mean, you will not see yourself becoming peaceful and happy because you're not actually becoming proper devotee only. So then you start doubting the path itself. The doubts start coming. Then your intelligence is bewildered. Am I doing the right thing? Am I at the right place? So that's how your intelligence also gets corrupt. Then you start doubting the Mahamantra. But not understanding that actually you are being idle, and you are getting into so many things because your mind is not engaged positive. You're thinking maybe Krishna consciousness is not helping. And then integrity, and then we succumb to hypocrisy, pretend to receive and become morally compromised as addiction. I think I'll pause here and see if there are any questions or comments. Is there any questions or comment? Was it, what is it, relevant or it was boring?
Now I got too much relevant. Too much relevant as well as interesting, and we should apply this in our daily life. This will help us.
हरे कृष्ण प्रभु जी, ये चाबी लगी आप ही की है प्रभु जी, मेरे करते हैं मुझे बार बार लगाओ.
अब उनको बताना
मेरे प्रभु आए नहीं है, somewhere else he was at temple. ठीक है, कोई नहीं प्रभु जी, आप कर लीजिए.
So yes, bro. So any reflections? Any thoughts?
So when you are telling that
I would like to say.
Yeah, yeah, right.
So first is like, don't dependent on food, but keep a long-term vision. Based on that, you need to achieve some short-term fruits, but you should not like you should not consider that, oh, but align with your long-term result as well.
Don't consider that to be all in all.
Yeah,
That's not all in all.
Yeah.
And the failure and success of that is not going to determine your ultimate purpose of life.
yeah,
Your ultimate purpose of life, you will attain success in spite of all these immediate results. You see devotee also, no? Dhruv Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj, so much of failures. Pandava, so many failures, failures after failures. Whole life you can be failure, you can go backward.
so if like if we fail or if we
Succeed.
succeed, just align everything with our long-term vision and to like, which is Krishna consciousness,
Correct.
and also learn from it. Like if we fail, then also I learned from this.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes. So at immediate level also you're learning something. But any endeavor, because all endeavors you have done for the purpose of Krishna consciousness, so you are anyway success. The ultimate purpose, you are getting success with every endeavor. So for a devotee, the endeavor itself is success. Because you are doing it with an intention to please Krishna. You are doing the right action under the guidance of Guru and Krishna and for the right purpose of pleasing Krishna. Then the work is success. Very good point. Nicely put. Anything else you want to say?
Yeah, like
I'm so impressed by you, Kaushik bro. His last 2 classes, yeah, evolved yourself.
so yeah, like next
I thought you both brothers are goody, but you don't hear properly. I got the something. But now you're saying.
I just tell you that like the semester was hectic, that's the reason sometimes.
No, next, any other points?
Yeah, and for to deal with obstacles, deal with our how to strong our defense system by put some restrictions. And also, last point was about like, yeah, same thing. Like if we keep a good long-term good vision, we need a good purpose as well to have a good taste. Like
Higher vision,
higher vision,
higher
higher
purpose.
taste. Yeah.
Anything else? Anything you want to say? Or Venkatesh, whichever wants to say first. Who wants to say first?
Right.
But Puneet, you want to say first. Both of you decide which one.
Go ahead.
Both of you decide. Let me.
So don't rely on you mentioned about the Krishna, right? So there is a purpose, like if you win or if you lose, you need to play the battle, right? The point you mentioned. So that made me think a lot. So you should not rely on the result, whether you win or you lose. Why I am participating there? Because of Krishna's send because for the Krishna we need to.
Yes.
But he mentioned the point, very interesting point. So the same point I want to talk to, but yeah, as he mentioned. Yes, he's very too good point. He raised.
Yes, Puneet.
Yeah, I think, so how will the self-realized man behave when Arjuna, Krishna, how this is self-realizing, what his behavior, the point that his senses, he becomes senses, not necessarily always, it's, obstruction to the purpose. But he uses his senses before when it's more like safe in the safe environment, but not the other way to create to create such kind of environment to create a barrier.
Safe environment.
Barrier.
If suppose they're not so purpose, then create some barriers. You see, if you cannot insulate yourself. Create some barriers. Good. You can put parental control. Social media, mobile. So it is good that you're creating some barriers by that. this environment, some barrier, because now you cannot, it's not, it may not be possible for you to just give up a smartphone. You may use it, but create barrier, create barrier. Now somebody say, bro, but I can break it also. I can coding and all, I know I'm so expert. No, but it requires some effort. So by degree, you try to do so much also, your intelligence is likely to come. That's why that is not the only foolproof solution. The real solution is to develop.
Higher.
That is the real. So it doesn't mean that when somebody gets hired, it becomes casual about being safe zone and all. Then also we try to be as much as. But higher taste is must eventually. That is important. That's why while controlling the senses, we are also focusing on developing higher taste. And for higher taste, what did I say? Can you summarize? How to develop higher taste?
So
Step
first you need to, first you need to have a vision,
Higher vision.
your vision, which will.
So how the higher vision comes?
Through reading or through, through developing, to start contacting with people.
Yeah, for devotee. So it's called Shastra Chakshusha. When you see things with the eyes of the Shastras, how transgression leads to misery, how the happiness is only on the platform of soul, how Krishna consciousness can give you everlasting happiness. So this is all Shastra Chakshusha. Through eye of the scriptures, you're able to understand the scriptures. Then it's called higher vision. Then
Based on the higher vision, you create actions for your higher purpose.
that actions, that is, you have purposeful action. You're having high purpose. That means you're committing. You're committing to chanting, committing to reading. Those are people who hear lecture, ho gaya, chale gaya ghar. Then you do no. After the lecture, then what's the commitment? That's why after every retreat we ask commitments.
Yeah.
Right. So that's why commitment. So commitment means the purpose. So you know you got the higher vision by the retreat. Now what is your purpose then? How strong is your purpose? So to degree you are taking commitment, to that degree you are making your purpose strong. Yes, that means you're sincere in that purpose. Right? So then you're taking commitment. Like all of you chant some few rounds, committed like that. Getting up early in the morning, committed. Being associated devotee is committed. So commitment is there. So there's higher purpose. And then when you do that higher purpose, then then you can expect higher taste. Eventually higher taste will come. Once you have the higher taste, then the temptation will come. So many of us know a lot. It's like he's a man of discrimination. Even then his senses also gets into different direction. Because our purpose is weak. And I told Prabhupada said, your purpose is not so strong. That's why you say Maya is very strong. You make purpose very powerful, strong, then Maya will not be so strong to you. Correct, no? Maya is very powerful. But if you make purpose very powerful, purpose means your commitment very strong. And then we discuss how we need our mind to have always some purpose. If we keep the mind idle, so if you have a purpose, you have to sleep early, get up early, you have to do service, you have to come to a temple, you have to come to retreat. So then you have so much purpose, Krishna conscious purpose. Then your mind is not idle. Then it's fine. But if mind is idle, you have no much commitment, then mind will chew on you. Then your intentions are gone, intelligence is gone, integrity also is gone. Because intentions will go, you will forget your real intention why you came. And then your intelligence also is gone. You will think that, oh, maybe this doesn't work. And then you adopt some kind of wrong means, become hypocritical and all that. That it can happen. So that's why it is dangerous.
You have the PPT, right?
Yeah.
So that's what prepared by you, or we can find in online.
This kind of I have got through AI. I give the content from some lectures or some lecture of some senior devotees. So I just got this. There was Chaitan Charan Prabhu, his lectures, I remain just a source for them. Explains it. I try to make it more relevant on because he spoke it from the devotee's perspective, but but this PPT is not, he did not use, but the AI did it.
But you need to give proper input to get the.
Yeah, that's what. So the content is there. Content we give. Content of the lecture is there. You can give it. Does it make sense, Prabhu, or is it difficult to understand?
No, it's I want to understand the retreat, what we will do. I never participate.
Oh, we will have nice time, Prabhu. We'll have nice cooking experience. We will be having chanting, we will get up with the devotees, chant together, sing, dance, so many things. Very wonderful. So
So-
join us.
So is it happening in temple or at the house?
House also.
What
You are
time?
coming for 2 days, you at least come for Sunday. No?
Yes, I'll plan for Sunday. I'll come early from the trip and
Saturday night you come back.
so what time it will start on Sunday?
Sunday morning we start. Actually, Saturday night only you should come to the place. Devons. We're going to Devons.
Devons,
1 hour from here.
1 hour.
So Saturday night you should come actually.
Mhm.
And Puneet also will come in. I'll come in soon. I have 1 week time to come in.
Okay, share me the location, Prabhuji.
Devons. I will share. So let us pause here.
Okay.
And so I have put the